Right, today we'll be covering Just Stop Oil, the environmental activist group running amok in the United Kingdom, who basically disrupt the daily lives of the general public, vandalise property, ruin sport and events, and more. They've been around since February 2022, causing major disruption across the UK. And here's a few samples of how fed up the UK people are with this lot.
I had to go to hospital from the appointment. I'm dead. Let me get on. Stop interfering with us. Where's the police? What are we paying our taxes for? You know, have our life inconvenienced by these idiots. This is wrong.
So this group wants to oppose the UK government granting new fossil fuel licensing and production agreements and insists on more investment into renewable energy. Like, from my perspective, the first point that I can really point out is the UK cannot just stop granting new ways of producing fossil fuels. So many business sectors still rely on fossil fuels, and many countries around the wider world are still without electricity and need it. If we were to just stop production and licensing, our economy would be worse than it already is, and a lot of people would be out of a job. However, companies are changing and they are trying to push towards more renewable energy. But if we pull out of production, other countries will take up that space, just making the UK worse off. Like, what do you think from your perspective about, you know, how these guys are acting?
Like, my perspective is like just how it's affecting just, normal people, like average people trying to go about their jobs. They're disrupting them, they're stopping them from their, like that guy was complaining about not being able to go to hospital, like they're stopping people from getting to work, shit like that. It's just ridiculous. Obviously these aren't the people that are causing the problem that these people want to stop in the first place. So they're just taking out on the wrong people. That's how it looks to me.
No, I completely agree. I think it's you're going to the wrong places. You're just interrupting innocent people. Like, that's basically my second point as well. But you know, when you look at this group and you look at the videos and the clips of these people doing all this stuff, the group mainly consists of middle-class, retired, individuals with nothing better to do. And also then you get you see the younger lot, and it's just radical woke college students with blue, purple, pink hair. The same typical mob that has one way of arguing. It's I'm right and that's it. They're not up for debate. They don't want to concede on anything. These people are just not willing to listen to reason.
Well, that's why that guy was able to push him around in the street so easily.
Oh, yeah, exactly. When I watched that clip, that woman went flying. And he just yoinked that phone and launched it twice.
Yeah, man. Like, I'm surprised more people don't resort to, like, physical force against these people.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like more people are actually taking action, but it's mainly because the police aren't doing anything. If that's a highway, it's a dangerous place. You can't just sit yourself down on a highway, start blocking traffic. If you even a child, don't run out into the middle of the road, and you got adults running out and laying in the road, sitting down in the road, slow marching in the road. Like, let people get on with their lives. Like, if they get run over or hurt, then like it shouldn't be the fault of anyone else but their own. So what we're going to show you next is just the sporting events that these people have ruined for hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people just trying to enjoy their lives on a weekend, go out, spend time with friends, and they choose to do this to people at sporting events. Yeah, this is the Silverstone Grand Prix.
Look like Sims with those arrows on their heads.
Mate, they are bots.
Look, why is she walking like that?
Well, they're about to go onto a live racetrack. Just don't know what goes through their mind. Like, look at the stadiums. Look how packed it is. And you've got professionals that have trained hard for this, teams that have come out supporting their racers, everyone that's involved at this. It's a big operation, and then you've just got these clowns ruining it.
Dickheads. They must just be bored, man.
Well, they think that, well, they believe that you know, this is going to be the right thing to do to, you know, save climate change or whatever. But look at the safety staff having to run on and just drag them out of the way. Like, what annoys me is just they don't retaliate. They just go limp and get dragged, and then that can just be seen as, you know, they're not defending themselves. They're just allowing it to happen.
I'm 21 years old and I'm a mechanical engineering student. Yeah, I think so. I don't know how long, but yeah. I'm about to disrupt a football match.
All I'm going to say is he looks like the type.
I'm terrified.
Should be terrified.
Enough,
yeah, do you know what I mean? Like Premier League football. Just... He's cable tied his neck to the post. Well, the crowd is just, you know, the UK frustration as a whole when they see this sort of stuff.
No, he did a lot. Snooker, like, honestly.
Like, something like this at the snooker, it's such like a... I want to call it like a gentlemanly sport. You know, it's very silent. The commentary is very slow. It's very respectful. And you got these clowns throwing orange powder everywhere.
Are they doing this because they think, like, snooker has something to do with oil, or are they just doing it to get the message out at this point?
I think they're just doing it to try and, like, raise awareness. Like, everyone knows who you are, but you're actually making more people not care about climate change for what you're doing. Like, even at the rugby, like, they're making no friends.
Why don't you just tackle them?
Yeah, but the rugby players, they're professionals, man. They're just like, there's no point me doing it and getting into some lawsuit over somebody. So, I mean, these stewards that are meant to stop people from pitch invading, they don't do nothing. They act so late. Imagine being a fully grown man and getting carried off like that. It's embarrassing. So, yeah, there you have it. You know, a bunch of idiots just disrupting the public again, you know, just causing disruption, upset, annoyance, all for the cause of climate change. You know, if you want to help with climate change, and many other people do, you want to be, you know, you want to be garnering support, not, you know, completely losing all of it. But some of these people, you may be thinking, you know, what's up with these guys? What happens when they get arrested, or do they get arrested? All that, you know, I've looked into a few pits, and, you know, it's minuscule fines or a little bit of community service. And it's also unknown if they actually even pay the fines or even carry out the community service, because that's a whole nother story. But it's just ridiculous how much these people are what they get away with, and that there isn't much more jail time. But the other thing is, a lot of people wonder, you know, how do they even get funded? You know, they've got t-shirts, they're a bit organized, they're strategic. They've, you know, I've seen things where they've got sort of these orange fire extinguisher things where they're vandalizing and all this sort of stuff. But it's mainly from donations. And it's actually quite interesting because it was reported that Just Stop Oil received a massive $500,000 from Aileen Getty, who is actually the granddaughter of J. Paul Getty, who founded the Getty Oil Company in America in sort of like the late 1950s, I believe. And he was actually a major player in the production of oil in the United States, and was actually named one of the richest men in America in 1957. So this money was, you know, reportedly provided through the Climate Energy Fund, the CEF, that takes on large donations and distributes it to activists on their mission to waking up people about climate change. It just seems a bit funny that you're taking money which was funded by oil to stop oil. But then on the other hand, maybe the granddaughter, I don't know her position or stance, Maybe she's with climate change and that's why she's giving back. But it's insane to me that people pay this much and then you have people going out there causing this much trouble. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And next we're going to look at some clips of the vandalism that these people are causing across London and other areas and in the United Kingdom. Like,
Wow.
what is the point?
What's that gonna achieve?
Like, stuff like this, you should just get arrested instantly.
Like you're just. Oh, look at this guy.
The hero, the actual hero. But just the entitlement of people just going up and doing this. Like, look at this clown.
I like how they're just there, like not doing anything about him. He's just like.
I would have hosed him down, but then if they did, I guarantee they'd be the one. Yeah, they'd be the one claiming assault, and then you'd be the one getting arrested. Yet they can get away with this. Yeah, that's Harrods in London. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, as if it's like a normal occurrence to go down the street doing this.
Right now in Pakistan.
Oh my god, here we go.
God's sake.
No, stop it. Humanity.
Flower show.
Literally, like,
The flower show,
why? Yeah.
You hold dear.
A flower show, like, it's green. Why would you desecrate a flower show? Like, surely that's what you want more of.
All you're doing is ruining them, you brat.
Like, the message just seems so backwards.
Death sentence for the poorest communities around the world. This is a genocide. This is a war.
Genocide of those plants right now.
We are part of Just Stop Oil.
Oh, go on.
Oh, look at the old lady, man.
Go on, get them wet.
Which are a death sentence to
Imagine walking around the
She's a
streets
legend.
orange and wet. You just look at them like, what are you doing, you loser?
the truth.
But like, I'm just looking at the cross section of people here. We've got like an old lady. We've got like
Fossil fuel.
a Twitter user, and like I didn't even see the other one properly. But yeah, like
Oh, this is the Van Gogh picture, I think, or Van Gogh. Like, I don't know if there's like I don't know if there's.
protected?
That's what I mean. I don't know if it's a protected screen or not. I hope
I feel
so.
like it'd have to be, right?
Oh, okay. And super glue
She really
ourselves
does-
to the wall
Oh,
and
wow,
hold
okay,
up some
yeah.
beans or Heinz tomato soup.
They're just dickheads. Like, honestly, that's like you can just tell they're dickheads by looking at them before they even get there.
But I think that's the whole point. Is like most people see this behavior and just think, what idiots, what dickheads? Like, why are you doing this? Like, what are you actually trying to prove? Whereas, yeah, like I've even researched them to understand it more. And to be honest, all I see is, I just get annoyed watching this stuff.
It's just childish. It's just attention seeking. Feels like a lot of these people got nothing better to do.
Yeah, and it's like, go to government, go outside government buildings. Like, and the thing is, the interesting thing, they can't go outside 10 Downing Street because they'll get removed. The police will remove them. But why is
From
it
there,
one rule
yeah.
for 10 Downing Street and not another rule for the rest of the country? This shouldn't be happening anywhere. So yeah, we've just seen a bunch of people, recklessly vandalizing things, ruining artwork, disrupting all this stuff. But what are the police actually doing about this? What are we actually paying them for? So I actually looked up, how much has this actually affected the police themselves? And throughout 2022, the protests have diverted up to 8,000 frontline police shifts from fighting crime in local communities to deal with these protests. So, most police forces are struggling to keep up with demand anyway, as police don't seem to be solving much crime. And they've already, I just heard the other day that they're not even taking theft seriously anymore. So pretty much nothing will happen if you steal anything these days. So, what is actually going on and how are they going to fix this? But so on June 6th this year, go on, ask a question.
I was just gonna say, like, it's gonna end up like, I don't know, there are those states in America where people go into shops and just steal stuff, and the security doesn't even try and stop them anymore.
Yeah, and that's what this nation might turn into. But June 6th this year, police actually got new powers. Supposedly, it's going to help to tackle these dangerous and highly disruptive tactics used by Just Stop Oil to prevent them from wreaking havoc on people just going about their daily lives.
So with the new police act, or I think that's what you called it, what kind of things can the police do to stop these types of people now?
Yeah, so it's actually an update of the Public Order Act. So they've reviewed it, and they've actually introduced new criminal offences for locking on. So you know, in that clip, that girl basically glued her hand to the art museum after throwing soup on it. I imagine that's considered. And then
And
yeah,
the
basically,
football as well.
oh yeah, the guy at football, like you know, basically put a necktie, necktie, should I say,
I mean, it didn't
cable
exactly
tie
stop
around his
them from
neck.
pulling him off within
Yeah,
like 10 seconds. But
Yeah,
still.
exactly. But yeah, and it's also, you know, introducing obstruction of major transport works, construction projects, maintenance projects. So hopefully, major transport works means central London, where a lot of this stuff's going on.
Yeah.
Also, key national infrastructure, that has to be one. You know, you cannot be messing around with electric, gas, water, you know, all that sort of stuff. Airports, railways. And yeah, they're going to do an extended search powers for police. Now, I don't like the stop and search as it is already, and as like for other reasons, but extending that power to seize articles that might be protest related, then yeah, hopefully they might be able to stop and search some of these clowns, find out what they're trying to do, and then stop it from actually happening in the first place. And that's kind of
sure about that one.
Yeah, that's kind of it in a nutshell. Like, I like the stop and search one's a touchy one. Like, I don't really like stop and search from police anyway. I think, like, you know, you only got to look back at some of the stuff that's been reported about how it's been abused and the racial profiling and everything else. But yeah, hopefully these police powers will actually do something about all this.
Yeah, like by the sounds of it, those do seem kind of targeted, some of them, towards stopping this kind of thing, which is good.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that, you know, only the rest of the year is going to show whether this stuff is continuing at the same pace that it is already or not. But the next clip that I want to show is actually of the QE2 bridge.
Group climbed the bridge yesterday, forcing the closure of the crossing, which is the only way to cross the Thames east of London.
Yeah, so this is like Dartford, right? And the Dartford Bridge, the QE2 bridge, was shut down for 2 days because of this stunt.
And Hannah, this would not have been an easy operation.
So yeah, just, you know, businesses that are impacted, commuters just trying to get to work or back from work, just people trying to move around their own country freely. Like, these types of acts are just taking it way too far.
Suppose the protesters think that's like they're doing their job well, though. If they're like inconveniencing as many people as possible, they're getting their point.
But that's the whole thing with this. Like, you know, you can get your point across, but not in the way of impacting, like, you know, hundreds and thousands of people would have been impacted by that bridge being basically not usable for 2 days. But interestingly enough, this one is the only one, because it was two men who did this. They actually got 3 years custodial sentences. They'll only probably serve half of that. But, you know, it's good to see that someone's actually getting put into prison for this stuff. But, you know, this was probably one of the biggest stunts they've pulled and one of the most ridiculous.
All right, so we're just going to run some of the clips on TikTok that I found of these idiots.
This guy don't give a fuck.
Get out of the way! You're a joke!
He's
It's not
right.
wrong. So I think the bit with hospital appointments, like, obviously everywhere's got somewhere to go. It could be you're dropping your kids off at school, you know, like you're making kids school, late for school, anything.
I just don't know how people can stand there and like know that they're disrupting people this much and not like just be like, you know what, let's just give this up and just go. I would just feel so like disgusted with myself if I was like just inconveniencing people this much.
And it's the police just standing there doing nothing.
Yeah.
This is the shocking moment a father trying to take his autistic child to school clashed with police as they refused to clear eco-zealots from the road.
Because he's in the way! You don't walk in the road! I've got an autistic kid that needs to get to school!
Yeah, literally what I said.
I can overtake!
Can overtake.
The intense interaction came after the father hit one of the activists with his car.
Hit. Come on now.
There is no reason for you to do that. No reason for them to be doing this!
The Metropolitan Police have urged members of the public not to take matters into their own hands when dealing with Just Stop oil protesters.
Yeah, you can urge people, but come on. Like, the police aren't doing anything about it, standing there. And they could be doing something useful for once.
The latest incident comes amid growing frustration and anger at the climate activists' tactics, with slow marches causing gridlock in the capital.
I'll have a conversation with you when you let these people go about their life and pay their mortgages. Look what you're causing. These people can't pay their bills because you
Seriously aggressive driving. Okay, let's see how serious this is. Like, it's just
Honestly,
ridiculous.
It's actually just making me angry. Imagine
It annoys me that
because
the thing is, yeah, he's stopped and now they're leaning on his car. Like, if I just had it washed, I'd be fuming if they're putting handprints on my car. And then as soon as they get nudged a bit, they'll claim that they were injured.
What, you want me to grab him and then you hit me? Mate, you get arrested to do that, so walk away.
It just annoys me how the police defend them. They should just be saying, look, get out the road. There is this thing that used to happen with protests and, like, you know, approaching people that are sat down in the middle of the road or whatever. It used to be like a 5-point check or 7-point check or something. The first thing is you just ask them to move, and they should move. They don't. You then say, is there anything I can do that can make you move? No. And then it kind of escalates and escalates to the point where they could be able to physically pick them up and get them out of the way and cuff them up. That's what should happen. But yeah, don't see none of it. Oh shit, it's fucking Harry Potter.
I love how that person's just like, I've got their number plate.
Alright, Karen, Jesus.
Look at these idiots blocking the road, bruv. Look. I'm gonna go join them. Free the guys. Free the guys, free the guys, free the guys. I'm really out here completing side quests at this point. I've really joined the protest. Yeah, these lot are walking bare slow, bruv. Bare slow. Look at the footsteps. Slow motion, bruv. Come on, man, you know the vibes, man. You know the vibes. Okay, now the police are coming. Shit. Yeah, I think I'm about to get arrested now. I did not sign up for this. Oh,
Definitely not getting arrested.
Yo, now we've linked up with Free Palestine, guys. It's getting out of hand. Oh my god.
Is there any more protests going on in London? Jesus, this guy's doing the rounds. Yeah, this is the main thing, you know, emergencies are going on, someone could be dying, you know, it could be like someone's mother, someone's child, and they can't get through because of these lot. Like, it's gridlock, you can't, no one can move to the side here, really.
Yeah, no one can really do shit here.
No.
But this is seconds that could cost someone's life.
They are so annoyed.
Like, clearly they can hear the siren. Through a sandwich. Good on ya.
Climate activists versus trans activists.
Oh my god.
I don't know who I want to win here.
Neither. I don't know who's who.
This is like friendly fire, I feel like.
That guy in the middle that's like screaming with glasses on. He gets no bitches. Do you know what I love about UK stag parties? Is that they do not hold back. It's basically like being lawless for the time the stag do's on. Like, the amount of madness that happens. So all in all, the message is there. We get it. Like, just stop oil. We understand it. But these actions that these people are taking are causing so much negative impact on innocent people trying to make it through life that it just seems to be working against them, and people are just so fed up with it now. UK government are definitely feeling the sting of these operations, and it'll be interesting to see how the UK government deals with this going forwards in the future. But I just want to say to any of the viewers, you know, if you like this style of video, you want us to keep creating content like this, consider subscribing, like the video, turn on notifications. If you agree, if you disagree with anything that we've said, you know, what's your opinion on Just Up Oil? Just let us know below.
Yep. Let us know.